Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in again. It's time to get the Amazon Echo Sub reviewed, tell you what it's all about, and help you make a decision whether or not this is something you want to add to your Echo setup. So let's get going. Alright, now if you don't know what the Echo Sub is, it is essentially a 6-inch subwoofer contained within this box right here, this circular device. And it basically connects with your Amazon Echo, Echo Plus, or Echo Dot even. And those devices can all connect and be paired together. So what you can do is you can create either a 1.1 configuration or a 2.1 configuration if you have two of the same speakers. So Amazon sells both of those packages or all of those packages basically right on their website, or you can purchase the Echo Sub alone. Now the Echo Sub itself is $129.99 or $130 US and is only available on Amazon.com. The other thing that you're going to want to know right out of the box is if you have a first generation Echo Plus, this is the second generation Echo Plus, there is no current upgrade path or no stated upgrade path that'll make it work with an Echo Sub. So you are going to need one of these new cloth finished devices basically. So the Echo Dot third generation, the Echo second generation, or this Echo Plus second generation. Now just some physical dimension type stuff and talking about the device itself, you can see the really clean look of the fabric. And you know, I've got some of the feedback from other people that this fabric is impossible to clean, and so I think that's important to keep in mind if you're going to have it in a really central location. Not that I would anyways for an 8x8 inch device here. It's essentially a box that's been rounded off at about 8 inches. The matte finish on the top I think is very nice, and in general if you leave that alone it's going to look nice, other than obviously you're going to have to dust that off and keep it relatively clean once in a while. Now after that, and I've shown you in a previous video here, the Echo Sub is actually relatively easy to set up once you have one of these speakers in your home. In fact, the new setup process from Amazon is very impressive. When you order it, it basically shows up in the Alexa application and it just will set up on your Wi-Fi if you already have those Wi-Fi credentials saved in a previous setup. Now if you don't, even then the setup process is not very difficult. Now of course with a device like this, the only thing that really matters is how is the sound and how do you use it basically. So what I'll tell you right out of the box, Bluetooth does not work. So just know that going right in. What you have to do is use one of the connected music services here in Canada. That's Amazon Music and Spotify, and the TuneIn service actually for radio. Those will work with this. Nothing else really is going to work with a sub pairing or a speaker pairing. So you have to keep that in mind. Basically, it's that music service that you can either use your Echo to start, or you can use the application on your phone or tablet to go ahead and start. Once you do that, you can choose the pairing. So that's one piece to keep in mind, is that you cannot just buy this device and then Bluetooth to both of these speakers. That feature hasn't been named or has been announced at all by Amazon. Now before I get into a sound test here with the Echo Sub and my Echo Plus, what I want to do is basically tell you a little bit more about the sound quality. So what Amazon tells us is the frequency response is around 30 Hertz. Now when we're talking about a subwoofer, basically lower is better. You're going to get more of a full, rich bass sound coming out of a sub like that, the lower you get. That's pretty good in terms of a sub frequency response that we're looking for. So personally, what I've found with the device is that it adds a whole new dimension to just regular listening. I don't think necessarily that it can keep up with a device like the Apple HomePod, which I have here in my home as well. So the overall quality of this device, I would put it very close to a HomePod when it's paired with a couple of Echo Plus speakers, but not quite at that same speaker quality level. for 99% of the people out there today, this is going to be more than enough. And let me make that very, very abundantly clear. You're going to be impressed with this device when added to an Echo or an Echo Plus. I wouldn't recommend necessarily pairing it with an Echo Dot if that's what you have in your home, because more or less this overpowers the Echo Dot, as good as the new 3rd generation is. So now, like I said, let's go ahead, let's play some music, get that on here, and just show you some of the differential here. Alright everyone, well that's the review of the Amazon Echo Sub. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and if you have, of course, make sure you join the channel here, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Of course, we're always doing all kinds of reviews, setups, and of course all of our tutorials for how to use products like this. So next time on the channel, I'm going to show you how to set up that 2.1 or speaker pair capability here with the Amazon Echo series of devices. So thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you next time.